Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari.
And now chapter 15, Parasurama, the Lord's warrior incarnation. Shukdev Goswami continued, O King Pariksit, from the womb of Urvashi, 6 sons were generated by Pururava. Their names were Ayu, Shutayu, Satyayu, Raya, Vijaya, and Jaya. The son of Shutayu was Vasuman. The son of Satyayu, Shrutanjaya. The son of Raya, Eka. The son of Jaya, Amita. And the son of Vijaya, Bhima. The son of Bhima was Kanchana. The son of Kanchana was Hotraka. And the son of Hotraka was Janu, who drank all the water of the Ganges in one sip. The son of Janu was Puru. The son of Puru was Balaka. The son of Balaka was Ajika. And the son of Ajika was Kusha. Kusha had 4 sons named Kushambu, Tanaya, Vasu, and Kushanaba. The son of Kushambu was Gadi. King Gadi had a daughter named Satyavati, whom a Brahmin sage named Richika requested from the king to be his wife. King Gadi, however, regarded Richika as an unfit husband for his daughter, and therefore he told the Brahmin, My dear sir, I belong to the dynasty of Kusha. Because we are aristocratic Kshatriyas, you have to give some dowry for my daughter. Therefore, bring at least 1,000 horses, each as brilliant as moonshine, and each having 1 black ear, whether right or left. When King Gadi made this demand, the great sage Richika could understand the king's mind. Therefore, he went to the demigod Varuna and brought from him the 1,000 horses that Gadi had demanded. After delivering the horses, the sage married the king's beautiful daughter. Thereafter, Richika Muni's wife and mother-in-law, each desiring a son, requested the Muni to prepare an oblation. Thus Richika Muni prepared 1 oblation for his wife with the Brahmin mantra, and another for his mother-in-law with the Kshatriya mantra. Then he went out to bathe. Meanwhile, because Satyavati's mother thought that the oblation prepared for her daughter, Richika's wife, must be better, she asked her daughter for that oblation. Satyavati therefore gave her own oblation to her mother and ate her mother's oblation herself. When the great sage Richika returned home from bathing and understood what had happened in his absence, he said to his wife Satyavati, You have done a great wrong. Your son will be a fierce Kshatriya, able to punish everyone, and your brother will be a learned scholar in spiritual science. Satyavati, however, pacified Richika Muni with peaceful words and requested that her son not be like a fierce Kshatriya. Richika Muni replied, Then your grandson will be of a Kshatriya spirit. Thus Jamadagni was born as the son of Satyavati. Satyavati later became the sacred river Kaushiki to purify the entire world, and her son Jamadagni married Renuka, the daughter of Renu. By the semen of Jamadagni, many sons, headed by Vasuman, were born from the womb of Renuka. The youngest of them was named Ram or Parashuram. Learned scholars accept this Parashuram as the celebrated incarnation of Vasudeva, who annihilated the dynasty of Kartavirya. Parashuram killed all the Kshatriyas on earth 21 times. When the royal dynasty, being excessively proud because of the material modes of passion and ignorance, became irreligious, and ceased to care for the laws enacted by the Brahmins, Parashuram killed them. Although their offense was not very severe, he killed them to lessen the burden of the world. What was the offense that the Kshatriyas, who could not control their senses, committed before Lord Parashuram, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for which the Lord annihilated the Kshatriya dynasty again and again? The best of the Kshatriyas, Kartaviryarjuna, the king of the Haihayas, received 1,000 arms by worshipping Dattatreya, the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan. He also became undefeatable by enemies and received unobstructed sensory power, beauty, influence, strength, fame, and the mystic power by which to achieve all the perfections of yoga, such as anima and laghima. Thus, having become fully opulent, he roamed all over the universe without opposition, just like the wind. Once, while enjoying in the water of the river Narmada, the puffed-up Kartaviryarjuna, surrounded by beautiful women and garlanded with a garland of victory, stopped the flow of water with his arms. Because Kartaviryarjuna made the water flow in the opposite direction, the camp of Ravan, which was set up on the bank of the Narmada near the city of Mahashmiti, was inundated. This was unbearable to the 10-headed Ravan, who considered himself a great hero and could not tolerate Kartaviryarjuna's power. When Ravan attempted to insult Kartaviryarjuna in the presence of the women and thus offended him, Kartaviryarjuna easily arrested Ravan and put him in custody in the city of Mahishmati, just as one captures a monkey, and then released him neglectfully. Once, while Kartaviryarjuna was wandering unengaged in a solitary forest and hunting, he approached the residence of Jamadagni. The sage Jamadagni, who was engaged in great austerities in the forest, received the king very well, along with the king's soldiers, ministers, and carriers. He supplied all the necessities to worship these guests, for he possessed a Kamadhenu cow that was able to supply everything. Kartaviryarjuna thought that Jamadagni was more powerful and wealthy than himself because of possessing a jewel in the form of the Kamadhenu. Therefore, he and his own men, the Haihayas, were not very much appreciative of Jamadagni's reception. On the contrary, they wanted to possess the Kamadhenu, which was useful for the execution of the Agnihotra sacrifice. Being puffed up by material power, Kartaviryarjuna encouraged his men to steal Jamadagni's Kamadhenu. Thus the men forcibly took away the crying Kamadhenu, along with her calf, to Mahishmati, Kartaviryarjuna's capital. Thereafter, Kartaviryarjuna having left with the Kamadhenu, Parashuram returned to the ashram. When Parashuram, the youngest son of Jamadagni, heard about Kartaviryarjuna's nefarious deed, he became as angry as a trampled snake. Taking up his fierce chopper, his shield, his bow and a quiver of arrows, Lord Parashuram, exceedingly angry, chased Kartaviryarjuna just as a lion chases an elephant. As King Kartaviryarjuna entered his capital, Mahishmati Puri, he saw Lord Parashuram, the best of the Bhrigu dynasty, coming after him, holding a chopper, shield, bow and arrows. Lord Parashuram was covered with a black deerskin, and his matted locks of hair appeared like the sunshine. Upon seeing Parashuram, Kartavirya immediately feared him and sent many elephants, chariots, horses, and infantry soldiers equipped with clubs, swords, arrows, rishtis, shatagnis, shaktis, and many similar weapons to fight against him. Kartavirya sent 17 full akshohinis of soldiers, or almost 2 million men, to check Parashuram. But Lord Parashuram alone killed all of them. Lord Parashuram, being an expert in killing the military strength of the enemy, worked with the speed of the mind and the wind, slicing his enemies with his chopper. Wherever he went, the enemies fell, their legs, arms, and shoulders being severed, their chariot drivers killed, and their carriers, the elephants and horses, all annihilated. By manipulating his axe and arrows, Lord Parashuram cut to pieces the shields, flags, bows, and bodies of Kartavirya's soldiers, who fell on the battlefield, muddying the ground with their blood. Seeing these reverses, Kartavirya, infuriated, rushed to the battlefield. Then Kartavirya, with his 1,000 arms, simultaneously fixed arrows on 500 bows to kill Lord Parashuram. But Lord Parashuram, the best of fighters, released enough arrows with only one bow to cut to pieces immediately all the arrows and bows in the hands of Kartavirya. When his arrows were cut to pieces, Kartavirya uprooted many trees and hills with his own hands, and again rushed strongly toward Lord Parashuram to kill him. But Parashuram then used his axe with great force to cut off Kartavirya's arms, just as one might lop off the hoods of a serpent. Thereafter, Parashuram cut off like a mountain peak the head of Kartavirya, who had already lost his arms. When Kartavirya's 10,000 sons saw their father killed, they all fled in fear. Then Parashuram, having killed the enemy, released the Kamadhenu, which had undergone great suffering, and brought it back with its calf to his residence, where he gave it to his father, Jamadagni. Parashuram described to his father and brothers his activities in killing Kartavirya. Upon hearing of these deeds, Jamadagni spoke to his son as follows.
O great hero, my dear son Parashuram, you have unnecessarily killed the king, who is supposed to be the embodiment of all the demigods. Thus you have committed a sin. My dear son, we are all Brahmins, and have become worshipful for the people in general because of our quality of forgiveness. It is because of this quality that Lord Brahma, the supreme spiritual master of this universe, has achieved his post. The duty of a Brahmin is to culture the quality of forgiveness, which is illuminating like the sun. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is pleased with those who are forgiving. My dear son, killing a king who is an emperor is more severely sinful than killing a Brahmin. But now, if you become Krishna conscious and worship the holy places, you can atone for this great sin.
Thus ends the 15th chapter of the 9th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Parashuram, the Lord's Warrior Incarnation.